A pissed off Donald Trump just left the White House where he shouted an expletive because he's so enraged that this ceasefire he proposed is not working out. Is anyone surprised that what Donald Trump said was going to happen isn't happening? I have video of that moment. I also have reporting from the New York Times that explains why Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran. You're not going to be surprised to hear it's not because Donald Trump thought it would be good for us. He thought it would make him look good. Let's just get right into it. He marveled to advisors about what he said was a brilliant Israeli military operation which involved a series of precision strikes that killed key figures in Iran's military leadership and blasted away strategic weapon sites. Mr. Trump took calls on his cell phone from reporters and began hailing the operations as excellent and very successful, and hinting that he had much more to do with it than people realized. Later that day, Mr. Trump asked an ally how the Israeli strikes were playing. He said that everyone was telling him he needed to get more involved, including potentially dropping a 30,000-pound GBU 57 bombs on Fordo. It goes on. The president was closely monitoring Fox News, which was airing wall-to-wall praise of Israel's military operation and featuring guests urging Mr. Trump to get more involved. Several Trump advisors lamented the fact that Mr. Carlson was no longer on Fox, which meant that Mr. Trump was not hearing much of the other side of the debate. Yeah, so Donald Trump was swayed by Fox, and he was swayed by the fact that it was making Israel look good, and he felt like he needed to get more involved so he could look good. It's an insane way to run foreign policy. And let's not forget, it was also because he wanted to have his Obama bin Laden raid photo that is so iconic here. And Donald Trump was trying to have his own little moment here. Didn't happen, but that's what this was about. Now, there was supposed to be a ceasefire. Donald Trump tweeted many times, like, there's a ceasefire, there's a ceasefire. This is what happened after he tweeted about the last ceasefire. Not very ceasefire, is it? No. Donald Trump also tweeted this after he said there was a ceasefire, but then Israel and Iran kept shooting. This is Trump's response to the news that no one is abiding by ceasefire, as been pointed out from Midas Touch. And let's not forget that Donald Trump likes to take credit for ceasefires that never happen. I know we go through a lot of news, but on January 19th, 2025, a few days before Donald Trump became president the second time, he said that Gaza was going to have a ceasefire, and he claimed credit for it.
Perhaps most beautiful of all, this week we achieved an epic ceasefire agreement as a first step toward lasting peace in the Middle East. And this agreement could only have happened as a result of our historic victory in November. That was some victory. Was that great? But I'm glad to report that the first hostages have just been released.
Yeah, well, as we know, that ceasefire did not last. And here is Donald Trump furious on the White House lawn, because when he tweeted about there being a ceasefire multiple times, it actually turns out tweeting at countries doesn't really make good foreign policy.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that? Israel.
Let's just slow it down for a second. Do you remember when Donald Trump, or do you remember when everyone was concerned about Hillary Clinton or Kamala or Obama not sounding presidential? Is this presidential? Is this sounding presidential to you? Do you like how this represents our country? The President of the United States using an expletive like that, clearly outside of his depth. Secondly, the only person who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is getting played by Israel and Iran. And I think he's realizing that in real time, that the only people who are getting what they want out of this are those two countries. We just bombed Iran with absolutely no ceasefire, no deal. Donald Trump gave them everything without asking for anything. And if you tell me, who do you think is the one that doesn't know what the hell they're doing? I would say it's Donald Trump. George Conway tweeted up a storm. He said, he shared this, said of Donald Trump, he's a mentally ill idiot. Nobody in mainstream media is saying anything about it. And instead they're behaving as if all of this is normal. This is not normal. We are all in danger. Yeah. Mainstream media is acting like we have a normal president instead of actually reporting on the fact that we have someone who is deranged in office, doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And it's a disservice to all of us. And it makes us actually more in danger if the American public is not informed on what the president's actual mental state is, because they treat it like he's actually making these like really important decisions, like really methodically and with a lot of scrutiny. And that's not the case. He is a crazy person who thinks that by tweeting something, it becomes the law, it becomes reality. George Conway went on and said, the last few days have truly been a low point for American news media, and it's all because journalists in this country and their corporate masters lack the courage to say what they all know and say endlessly in private, that Donald Trump is stupid and nuts. Yeah, they all know. This shouldn't be hard, but they make it so for the readers, viewers, listeners, and the country as a whole. Most of the rest of the world got over this a long time ago. I wonder why. Marjorie Taylor Greene is even saying like she's pissed off with Trump. Listen to this.
Tell you what, 6 months in, Steve, and here we are turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel. We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag-draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers. And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
Let him fight. Let him fight. Donald Trump tweeted this moments ago. Israel is not going to attack Iran. All planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly, quote, plane wave to Iran. Nobody will be hurt. The ceasefire is in effect. Thank you for your attention to this matter. He keeps signing his tweets like this. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. He did it over here too. Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do it as a major violation, bring your pilots home now. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Who can take that seriously? Here's what Adam Kinzinger said. This guy is honestly so freaking dumb. His brain is mush. What the fuck is friendly plane wave? 4-year-old toddler. Love that. And Pete Hegseth is sharing that. The Department of Defense, the defense secretary is sharing that like it's, you know, a press release. It's insane. It's insane. And I believe we have one thing to end on, and that is Chris Murphy asked an important question that I want to end on, because I don't want to lose sight of the fact that this is all supposed to be about keeping Russia and Iran from getting nuclear weapons. And what happened to that?
We understand the Ayatollah is in a bunker because Netanyahu said he could take him out at any time, and Trump has talked about regime change. So does that mean that that's all over? Regime change is off the table? I mean, I'm only saying this in the context of some things are impossible to put back in the bottle. Sometimes when people show you who they are, they've shown you who they are. And it seems that we have passed such a moment, whether you're in a ceasefire or not.
Yeah, I think that's right. And listen, we still have not gotten, you know, any damage assessments. We have a classified briefing in the Senate tomorrow afternoon where hopefully we'll get some questions answered. But, you know, already you're seeing information that suggests, you know, we did not deal a lethal blow to their nuclear program. They may still have as much as a half a ton of uranium enriched up to the 60% level, which is near what you need for a nuclear weapon. We may have just damaged Fordo. We may not have destroyed it. And so if that's the case, if their nuclear program is still basically intact, and now they know that, you know, the only way the regime survives is by speeding towards that weapon, in the medium to long range, this might get worse for the United States, not better. So, you know, we still don't even have all the facts to know how impactful this strike was, but it certainly is going to alter the calculus of the Iranian regime.
He said this: if Trump didn't destroy Fordo and he didn't eliminate their enriched uranium and he scuttled a diplomatic agreement and he pushed Russia and Iran closer to each other and he put all our troops in the region at risk, then what was the point exactly? It's a great question. What is the point of all of this exactly? Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like in the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.